ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at a watch from Praesidus Watch Company. These watches are assembled in the USA, which is pretty cool. This is the Spec May 1968 in full titanium grade 2. As you can see, this is the packaging right here. And they sell for about $355 US. We'll drop a link down to them in the description below so you can check them out after this video. I reviewed a few of the watches in the past, and they've been pretty decent quality from the past. And we'll see what's on my wrist, and we'll jump right into it. On my wrist today is the Excelsior Park. This is one of their dress vintage watches, which is actually pretty nice, very good quality. And yeah, nice black matte dial. It runs pretty good, I must say. And yeah, I believe I did a review on this watch about a year or two ago. You can check back in my log, but definitely a really cool, nifty watch. Now inside the box, you'll get your international warranty, which is kind of like a dog tag, which is pretty cool. And you get your instruction manual and a little hang tag here, as you can see. This is the Spec variant and the Sunray dial. But yeah, pretty decent packaging. In here you do get your dog tag, which is actually pretty cool. So the warranty card is actually a little metal dog tag with a little chain on here, which is kind of cool. And you just scan this for your warranty, which I thought was quite cool, quite interesting, quite different from a standard actual card. Now here's the actual watch in hand. This is a grade 2 titanium case, which is quite nice. Obviously a bit more expensive than stainless steel, priced at $355 US. It's up 1968, May 1968. These are throwbacks to vintage watches from the Vietnam War era, I believe, which is quite interesting. This is obviously a field watch. As you can see, time and date and day of the week. You get on the right at the 3 o'clock position. The crown, you probably can't see it right now. It's actually tucked in to the case at the 4 o'clock position, which is quite interesting. Very similar to Orient, how they do some of their watches. Yeah, no crown guards on there. I actually have integrated crown guards. It actually goes into the case, which is pretty interesting there. So this watch is titanium grade 2 all around. And getting some basic specifications out of the way on this model here, it definitely has very vintage-like dimensions. As you can see, we have 20 millimeters in between those lugs there with drilled lug holes. Very easy to swap bands if you wish. The case itself is 38 millimeters across. In terms of lug to lug or top to bottom, we're looking at 45 millimeters. In terms of case thickness, we're looking at 11.8 millimeters. The crystal is domed. It's actually a mineral crystal with sapphire coating, which gives it some hardness there. You can actually see there is anti-reflective coating on there as well. But yeah, very simple field watch. You can see if I get you a little closer to that nice Sunray dial, kind of like an olive, subdued olive color if you really look at it. There are a bunch of different variations of color dials on their website you can check out. Praesidus is printed below the 12 o'clock position, and then you have Spec titanium above the 6 o'clock. All the Roman numerals are actually applied and fully loomed, as well as those rectangular hands there. Smooth sweeping seconds hand as well. The case itself is brushed, as you can see, and sandblasted on the bottom portion for the screwed in case back. As you can see, quick release on these new bands as well. And flipping to the other side, you can see it is fully brushed as well. Very smooth, nice transitions from the top of the lugs to the sides of the case, which looks pretty good. Nothing sharp or anything like that. I can feel on my fingers there. But yeah, very simple field watch and not too heavy either. The watch itself is running an automatic Seiko caliber, and we're using the NH36. This watch is running the Seiko NH36A caliber. It has a day and a date function over at the 3 o'clock position. You can expect about 39 hours of true power reserve from this movement. It's an automatic movement. It beats at 3 hertz here. You can see that smooth sweep of that seconds hand. Yeah, pretty reliable, decent movement. It's going to last quite a long time. You don't really need to service it much. They do really hold up over the years. And yeah, I've owned a lot of watches with this caliber inside. Never had really any major issues with them. Very easy to function, and you can actually get it going just by actually shaking the watch, and the rotor will move. And you pull out the crown here, which is actually sandblasted. Sterile crown here, which is actually sandblasted. I can get out here to one position. You can flip through the day of the week, Sunday, Monday, all in English. Wednesday, Thursday. Either way, you can flip through the date, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, etc. Final position is your hacking position here, and you can set the time. You have to use this kind of the side of your finger here to set the time, considering the crown is inside of the case, kind of. But yeah, definitely functions, no issues there setting the time. Set it to 250, push that down, and the movement will start running again. But yeah, it comes on this nice kind of suede-ish genuine leather band here. As you can see, Praesidus printed on the backside. Italian leather, it states. So I guess this is an Italian leather band. 2 safety keepers here. A custom Praesidus stainless steel buckle here. I believe it might be titanium, the buckle itself. It feels like it. But the whole case itself is grade 2 titanium, which is very nice. As you can see, on this top portion is brushed as well, going around the bezel here. A bit subdued, you can see little changes at angles on the dial. Not so much like a true double dome sapphire. This is a mineral crystal with sapphire coating. One change I would like to see is probably a straight sapphire. Considering it's a vintage watch or a remake of a vintage model, the mineral crystal is fine with the sapphire coating. But yeah, it does have some nice lume as well. Case back, completely sandblasted, as you can see here. Japanese automatic movement, Praesidus. Get you a little closer, you can see MACV SOG Field Watch 283, the model number, and assembled in the USA, which is quite nice. Let's actually put these things together in the United States of America. If you want a watch that's assembled in the USA, this could be the one for you. I did lume up the watch with my flashlight. As you can see, we have green superluminova, it looks like, on all the Romans, and on the hands themselves. It does glow a bit brighter on the actual hands. Not too bad there. It does last quite some time, and everything is very neatly applied and quite legible. So I must say, probably will last most of the night, this lume. Now, 38 across the dial, 45 top to bottom, 20 in between the lugs. Fits very nice on my 6.5 inch wrist, I must say. My wrist is not that big at 6.5 inches. Swells to about 6.75 during the summer. But as you can see, side profile, you definitely see a nice domed crystal, which looks really nice for that vintage effect there. And yeah, very legible. Obviously, for a field watch, it has to be very legible. And looks quite nice on the wrist. Quite simple, fieldish, good for everyday use, I must say. Watch is 5 ATMs water resistant, which is 50 meters. Definitely not one to take in the water, like in a pool or anything like that, but definitely safe for land, washing your hands and stuff like that. But yeah, nonetheless, the watch itself is pretty decent looking. I like the Sunray dial. Does come on a bracelet as well if you check on their website, which is quite interesting. I've never actually, I believe, owned one of their watches with one of their bracelets. But yeah, definitely an interesting watch. No quality control issues on my end here. Everything looks pretty neat and assembled very good. So no issues here on my end. What do I think? I think it's a decent watch for an everyday wear. Something like a Victorinox field watch you can wear every day. Something of that nature, but definitely has that nice vintage aesthetic with the italic Romans going around the dial here. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of this watch down in the comment section below. As usual, this is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews with the new Praesidus Rec Spec, the Sunray dial. There are a bunch of different variants, so check them out on their website. And I will see you on the next one. Definitely subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in once again.